Dear Twin Flame souls out there, welcome to the Twin Flame Awakening podcast, and today is an episode number 30. And what could be the other best way to start this episode than talking about Twin Flame numerology? We all know the most common one, which is 1111, that led us to believe that we are part of the Twin Flame journey. My episode today is going to be a little bit different. I think that you have seen out on other channels, because the numerology is quite a big subject. We just cannot bring in all the numbers and explain them. I've been thinking of making a book about it, that where you could just jump in and find it out. What does this mean for you and what you should do in this moment? I am a big believer that universe communicates with us through numbers, through signs, and through spirit animals. And once we master the language of those, we also understand commonly has been those word now around is the matrix. And the matrix, not in a way that we are the slaves. It's about understanding what the universe wants you to do. What is your mission over here? And when you know the numbers, when you understand the frequency, it's like you are the one who is controlling the reality. It sounds a bit like, what are you talking today? We were supposed to talk about twin flames, love and harmony, and how to cut to the union, which I've seen, and I believe that in today's world, if you have met your twin flame, which is absolutely amazing, and the universe have chosen you out for that. I know today you don't think it's an amazing journey because you are in pain, you feel something you have never felt before, and you have to become extremely vulnerable and honest with yourself. But in order to grow, in order to understand, it always comes through learning process, challenges, and keeping an open mind. I was thinking I will not have a long intro for that, because if I have new listeners over here, they'll be like, okay, great, but can you get to the point now? I want to know what this number means and what it is. I'm just going to list right now what I'm going to talk today in this podcast about the numbers. And of course, we all know the most common ones, which I'm going to explain as well. But my explanation will be very different in that terms that when we see these numbers prior of meeting our twin flame, what do they mean? What do they mean during the time when we are in the, let's say, in the separation process or in this transformation process? And what will they mean once you are in the union? Also, another thing what I do for my clients, and I'm going to go and say immediately the disclaimer that I cannot say all the numbers. But for my clients, we offer going through to find out the numbers, and that what is the number of your path, of your journey, of what you are supposed to do. That when we get to know our number, and I will explain how you get to know your own number, you will discover what you're supposed to do and why you met your twin flame, what is your mission. I've explained that many times on my podcast, that in my perspective, twin flames are not a love story. It's a growth of your spirituality, growth of bringing love and care into this world, feeling this divine love that you never felt before and spreading this to the others. Transformational journey, absolutely. Your life is going to take 180 degrees. You're going to experience something you have never experienced before. And another thing I wanted to say, and I just came across with this just a few days ago, and it had nothing to do with twin flames, but it sparked my mind, and I was like, okay. I often get questions. Okay, I'll start from the fact what sparked my mind, and then I'll go on from there. Another day I watched, I think, a video popped on my TikTok or somewhere like this, where there was a woman talking about how men who are CEOs or in high-ranking positions will always choose a woman for their lifestyle because they don't have any time to emotionally connect, so they choose a woman who can support just the lifestyle they're having. While a man who is working, for example, in a corporate world as a, let's say, some medium position, would choose as an emotional connection because they have more time to build a relationship and all of that. While yes, I agree that when we are very high net worth individuals, we don't have a lot of time. But it had nothing to do with this, I agree or I disagree. What I felt that this struck with my mind with the fact that when we hear something on social media or we hear, let's say, my podcast or any other thing, we tend to take this as a truth. We all of a sudden get stuck to this and we think, oh, this must be it. If he or she said that, this is the reality. And I wanted to say that your reality is your reality. The truth that you might hear from somewhere else does not mean that it's the ultimate truth. What it means is that certain people have built their reality with this truth. And it might be working for them and it might be completely correct. But it doesn't mean it has to be yours. So what I mean is, I learned so much from the twin flame journey to have an open mind, an extremely open mind. When people tell me about certain things, even though I can have my logical mind thinking, well, I don't really think so, I just try to dive into why do they think like this and what it made them to believe in certain things. I am in that terms, I like to have to talk about it. And now I'd also like to say that on my podcast or in any other podcast or anywhere you're listening, remember that your soul knows the truth. Your soul knows the answers. If you connect with your intuition, this is your truth. This is your soul journey. And it's not me or anybody else who's going to come up to you and say, this is not true. This is not the way you're supposed to feel. This is the truth. We only have this truth. We have this study. We have that study. We have seen that over the time, these studies, they tend to change. So we have the information what we have today, but it doesn't mean that it has to be your truth and your information. So as I know that twin flame, when you are in this twin flame journey, you question absolutely everything because all of a sudden the reality is no longer the same. Like you are living a completely different life. You're feeling different things. You're seeing different things. You keep on seeing these numbers. You keep on getting messages from the spirit animals, from the dreams, and you're wondering, am I going crazy? Is this the reality? Why am I feeling this way? I did that. Like I said, I was quite a logical person, always been spiritual, but quite a logical person, which held me back from my own reality. And so today I'm going to discuss about it, of all of these numbers, which we already are the most important ones. I can't go through all the twin flame numbers because there are too many. But I explain you how you can find your number, like what is your journey number. I have a method of doing this, and I'm also going to say right before we're going to find this out that your number can change over the time. So ideally, it's better to do this through meditation, or when we have a coaching call together, we'll find out your number on that time. Again, like I said, it's on that time to guide you to the right place. It doesn't mean that it stays forever. Your numbers can change in certain ways, and I will explain you how. At the end of the podcast, I have a couple of updates, and also following me on Instagram will know about it. It was a quite scary one, but I keep my personal things at the end of this. So as I know that there might be new ones, and they're like, listen, 10 minutes, great story, but can we start the numbers? So I will start with the most common one, as we know, is 1111. And me, I like to call it a spiritual journey enlightenment, which means that right before you're going to meet your twin flame, and it has happened to many and happened to me, and I've done quite a lot of research about it, is that you start seeing, way before you're meeting your twin flame, 1111. And what happens is that you start noticing this pattern, that this 1111 is everywhere. And what is a weird thing that, how do I say that, your soul kind of is like, did you see it? But your mind is like, okay, another 1111. But then again, your soul is like, do you see it? Right before I met my twin flame for 3 months in a row, I could get up every single time, and I wish I could have kept the diary on that time. 11:11 from my computer, like every single time. I could, right now, for example, I'm recording it, it's 12:12. And I just watched the time right now. I didn't watch it before. So it's like, and we can say, okay, the time can repeat itself. And I know that once when I was in a twin flame journey, in the beginning, I Googled from Sadhguru because I was like, Sadhguru must know. He's very spiritual, so what does he think about these numbers? And he had really an saying that you attract what you predict, like in a way that this number thing is not really real. It's more of a fact that when you think about something, you start seeing them. Again, I can agree here. When we think about certain things, when we want to predict, that's why I've said how telepathic communication, how everything works, because we create our own reality. But with this 1111, it's a funny thing that I never thought about 1111. I never seen this number like of thinking consciously about 1111. So those who are wondering if they have met their twin flame, if you did see prior meeting to your twin flame 1111, then I would say 99% sure that you have met your twin flame. It's kind of a sign that sends you off for the spiritual journey. And it can happen also that 1111 is part of your spiritual journey. So some of them don't meet their twin flame, but they see 1111. Because it's the spiritual enlightenment. It's kind of like the first sign. You know, when we go to school, we start learning about A, B, C, D, E, F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we go up to the 10. So the 1111 is like the first number, like, do you see that I'm communicating with you? Do you understand? So what then happens? Why do you keep on seeing 1111 while you are already in a separation, for example? Again, here I'm about to tell you, 1111 is not a sign from your twin flame that they are communicating with you when you are in a separation. There's another number for that. 1111 tells you, you are on your spiritual journey. Do what I'm asking you to do. So you connect with your soul on that moment and asking, okay, what I'm supposed to do? What is my mission? Each time you're seeing 1111, it's for your growth. It's for you to grow. So it's not, how do I say, it's not the sign from the twin flame, but it's the sign that you met your twin flame. It's like it's you met your soul. You really met your soul. It's always very difficult for me to explain that it's not that you're separate. So you met your soul. You met who you are. You met the deepest core. Twin flames are not a romantic love relationship. It doesn't mean that they are not, like that you cannot have this. Twin flames are the same soul. That's why it's called twin flames. Same soul, different body, maybe different lives, most probably. But you now met your soul. So it's your soul's journey. If you're asking me if your twin flame is communicating with you during the time, let's say if you see 1111, you're like, oh, my twin flame is coming back, my twin flame is communicating with you. I would translate this more into your soul is asking you to follow your path, what you have to do. When you follow your path, and you have to understand everything is energy, frequency, and numbers. Like numbers, those who have, I don't know if any of you have seen Interstellar. And why I'm bringing in the Interstellar, if you haven't seen the Interstellar, please watch it. It's a bit of a science fiction, but that makes a lot of sense where the man who is a Bradley Cooper, he's on another planetary and he tries to communicate back with his daughter. And he keeps on putting the time back to the same time. And the girl could see it. And the girl is like, why we have ghosts, we have this and that. And the time is keep on going back to the same. That it's a code that he is sending to Murphy, and the girl name is Murphy, to understand that he is sending a message. It's very interesting. I think it brings a lot of light if you are interested of numerology in twin flames and to understand overall how universe tries to communicate, how our soul guides are trying to communicate, and how our own soul is communicating. So when we are in separation and we're seeing 1111, I'd like to say that it's not that you're becoming to the union. It's not about that. It's about your soul's journey. And here is the key. When you start doing what your soul asks you to do, like the universe is sending you the signs through 1111, and in that moment you get this inner feeling that, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. And don't think, like many can, I think when you're listening right now, like, I don't feel anything. I don't know what you're talking about. You do. If you don't, let's have a call together. The website is up. You can book it on your time. You will understand that you have a certain mission. Yes, love is a big part of it. If you get to be with your twin flame, like I had now a couple of clients who came to union, they figured out. But they did a lot of work and they realized right before what is their thing that is holding them back of being themselves. And that's very important because it's not about the physical being. That's why for me it was also of starting the podcast with my voice, not with the way I look and what I am, because I really, really wanted that people will connect with the message I have. Not how I look, not what I do, not who I am, just with a message, as everything is a frequency. So now let's talk about union. What happens if you see 1111 in union? And I have a funny story about it. I wish I could have a time to go and take a picture. I should, because it cleared my mind today. I call myself in a union. Now you would ask, but you're now with your twin flame. How come you are in a union? I have reached to the mission, what I am supposed to do. Do I see as many 1111s? No. But what is the funny thing? Many of you have listened my podcast previously know that I moved away from my spiritual journey from the place I lived last 13 years. It was my home and I thought I would stay there. And I moved out pretty much within one day. I packed my stuff and I said it's time to go. And as you know, each house has the numbers. And I'm just going to say you. There's a house right when we turn to my new house. And there's a number 11, which is okay. And in some weird reasons, they have another 11 next to it, like 2 times the sign. And I didn't notice this, but now I did. And I'm going to get to the point. I'm going to say this actually now earlier. My twin flame number is 6. So my number is 6, and I'm going to explain what the 6 means later on. And guess what is my house number? 16. 1 and 6. So these things, and I didn't notice, it was all subconsciously, but I knew the moment I got into this house. I visited about 30 houses on this island where I'm living. And the moment I walked into this house and I said, I want this house. I just need to be here. I don't know why, but can I get this house? And that happened. So now you would ask, when you are in union, what it means? It kind of means that you are aligned with your soul now. So there are different levels, the way you see the 11. I don't see 1111 that often no longer because I'm aligned with my soul. But my reminder is now always when I pass by, I'm like, yes, you're part of my journey. I know. And thank you for letting me home. Thank you for letting me to do what I'm supposed to do in this world. it took me quite some time to realize all of that out. It's not like I didn't master this language like within a day, and I still have to learn a lot. So that's why I say that not everything is true forever. It's going to change over the time because we learn, we evolve, and we get some more information. So 1111 in short ways is the start of the journey. It's the first thing where universe is like, welcome to your core, welcome to your soul, welcome who you are. I want you to do what you're supposed to do. So what they do, they send us our twin flame, who will trigger our own awakening. So now let's talk about 222, where we talk about 3 twos, not 4, but 3 of them. It means that you are getting in contact with your twin flame. So here I'm about to also say that 222 is a number of the union, or in contact in a 3D. So when you see 222, but let's start. When you see it in prior meeting your twin flame, 222 everywhere, that means it's a confirmation already that you're part of divine mission in this human experience. I believe that you normally see 222 after 1111. So it's kind of first comes the 1111 and then comes 222. But now 222 is a little bit tricky in that terms that if it's 3 twos, like I say, and why I'm putting so much pressure on the 3 twos is that you're going to meet your twin flame in a physical world. So either it's right before, and in the separation process, if you see just 222, you most probably are going to meet your twin flame somehow, somewhere. It's a sign of the physical union. So, and what if you are in a union? When you see, it's very unlikely that then you will see 222. Then you will start seeing 4 times 2. And that's where the difference starts to come. You can see the 4 times 2 also in the separation process. And now why I'm talking about it. You can obviously leave a comment and say it. When you see 3 twos, it's exactly the fact that you are going to most probably have a union in the, like not a union, you're going to meet each other in the 3D world. But now when you have the 4 twos, it comes together as an 8. It's the manifestation energy in a 5D. And that's what I've been talking a lot about it. It's where you start to manifest everything in your life you've been dreaming of, you wanted, and also your twin flame. But what is the funny part here? When you see the 222, it's like universe is like, I would recommend, I really today take it as an exercise. If you have done the work I've said to you previously doing it, if not, you can still try. Tell to your guides and your soul that you go into the meditation and you will say, I would like to get the message from my twin flame if my twin flame is feeling good today, or you would ask if my twin flame is loving me, although I wouldn't recommend to ask this question, I'll explain shortly. Or is it really my twin flame? Did I really meet my twin flame? Or you could ask, am I ever going to see my twin flame? And then ask, universe, send me a sign through 2222. And watch what's going to happen. You will receive it so unexpectedly that you will look up into the sky and you will be like, how is it possible? How did she know? So try it and you can leave a comment if that works for you or not. So it's where everything comes together. But why I told you not to ask if my twin flame loves you. This question is meaning that you don't love yourself. You don't love your soul self. You have to love yourself first, like your soul self. I'm not talking of this, oh, I'm so pretty today, I really love myself, oh, I'm doing this. I'm talking really that you wake up in the morning and you say, I love the person I am, I love what I'm doing, I love my love, I love my work, I love it. I appreciate the whole you. If you are serious of becoming to the union, the first thing you have to work on is your love. As you remember, divine love is everything. You met your twin flame. You felt a love you never felt before. This love had no time, had no space, nothing existed. It was soul level energetic love that made you feel something you have never felt before. And if you do not love yourself the way you felt on that moment from this person, it's time to start with this journey. So when you do the meditation, don't ask yourself the question, does my twin flame love me? You can ask a question such as, if you would like to have some confirmation, you would say, I'd like to hear from my twin flame. Let me know, universe. And you have to do a little bit of meditation. It's not really like you're sitting here and you're looking, I like to hear. But if you have got to the higher frequency, it will work also. It works for me very quickly. I just had another day, I was like, I like to test myself. That's a bit, like I say, my logic mind always kicks in and I'm like, okay, I tell this to the people, but this, let me try it. And then I had just, I think 2 weeks ago or something like this, I wanted to ask something from my twin flame. I did a meditation. I hadn't heard from him about, 6-7 days. And I thought, okay, I know he's very busy with certain things, so I don't have this need that we need to communicate or have the... And then I was just thinking like, okay, let me try, because not to try, but it was more of, because I have this, I just can't let go of this part of me, where I was like, went to the meditation, I spoke to him, and I said certain things which I was expecting him to send me a message. And you won't believe it happened within 45 minutes. He sent me the message and he said to me, I was like, wow, I can really do this quickly now. But it took me quite a lot of practice, quite a lot of self-belief in it. So I wouldn't say that it's going to happen to you straight away. So be patient when you are new in this journey. And in that terms, I also would like to actually read you a comment from the YouTube, just because I know many of you can say that, yeah, good story, never happened to me, I don't believe in this, it doesn't work. And here I have just a perfect story for that, and it's on my YouTube, how to communicate with your twin flame. You can see that comment down below there. Hello, I wanted to say thank you for all the information you give us on this twin flame journey. I had a rough week and I wanted to feel close to my twin flame, a divine masculine, since we are in communication right now. Yesterday morning I watched your video and afterwards I started my meditation to connect with my divine masculine. I told him how I was feeling and asked him if he even felt the same way. I cried a bit during my meditation, but felt so much lighter afterwards. Went about my day and I just forgot about it. A key element. You meditate, you go within, you really go deep. And then you forget about it. It's like you're writing a letter, you're sending it off, and then the letter goes its own way. Before asleep on social media, I came across a picture of him and his current partner. He seemed so happy with her, and I just closed everything off and I went to sleep thinking, this isn't real. He's happy and I'm glad, but I need to stop it. I pray to God to please let me forget and move on from this. And listen to this now. Woke up at 2:22 a.m. to a dream where my twin flame told me, I can only hide what I feel from you for so long. I can't control, it's too intense. He had rested his head on my leg while saying so and finding comfort in me. I remember just smiling and caressing his hair. There were many other things and signs I saw in my dreams that make sense. I just thought it was so beautiful, and I woke up feeling sense of peace and love in an unconditional way. I'm new to this journey. I've only been aware for 4 months. Again, thank you for the guidance you give for us. You see? And what was the number? 222. So that means she's most probably going to have a meeting with a twin flame, or she had a meeting in her dreams. I've also spoke about this previously, that dreams are a part of our souls to communicate. Whether you believe it or not, this is up to you, but dreams play a huge role if you would like to crack this. Because I like to say that, and I listened to another day, a very interesting podcast, and I just like to bring the light on this to give some perspective, is that when we are dreaming, we don't control everything. And like when we go to sleep, we think we are here. We think we are physically here. But let's say you are sleeping and I'm coming to your room. I take some things and I leave. Were you there? No. You don't know that I came. I took things and I left. At the same time, try to do this. And it was very interesting to put in a perspective. When we are dreaming about something, our soul is traveling somewhere, is going to do certain things. And we wake up and there is a very small window where we remember our dreams. Sometimes they are so vivid that we wake up and we are like, what just happened? And this happens a lot in twin flames. In the beginning, when I used to text to my twin flame, and it came very naturally for me. And I said to him, what just happened? Why did you come to my dream saying me that it's my fault, that I did something, why you were so angry? He could never explain it to me, and back then my belief of twin flames was quite like, don't know, great story, but well, eventually, of course, the universe was beating me up until it's like, could you please open your eyes? And it's not a crazy thing, it's the reality. And what happens when we are dreaming? Try to do like this. You're dreaming about something. I'm asking you to dream right now about you're on the beach, you're having a good time, you're drinking and wine, you're doing this and that, you're with your friends, and think of even the specific names, go through everything. And now let's go past like 15 minutes, and I would ask you to say, what did you dreamt about it, like in a being conscious, like right now we are talking. And you can pretty much say to me the same thing, what you were imagining. Think about it, the moment you wake up, you have a very small window when you remember the dream. And all of a sudden it vanishes and you have no idea. It's like your soul has been somewhere else in some other way, some other universe, some other place. And when it comes back, it erases, like it's gone. And you cannot recall it. As hard as you try, you are like, I remember that feeling. I remember, but what was, but in that dream, it felt so real. So if you are in the twin flame journey, connect with your dreams. And like I've said, all of this, she had a good example right now. So I'm afraid that this episode is going to be quite long, so I might need to do the part 2, but I'll go on from here. Another one is 333. So that's also when we see that it's the moment we start going to the higher frequencies. We start seeing 333s. So again, when we are prior seeing to this, I don't believe that you see 333 before meeting your twin flame. I kind of think that either you are in a separation, or it's going to happen at the stage of separation where you're already understanding your mission. Yes, you can see it somewhere here and there. But 333 is that you start to go up from your frequencies. So which means you're coming closer to your twin flame divine mission. When you see in certain places you go for, and you see that there is 333, think about it, why you're seeing it there. because it might lead you to the thing what you're supposed to do in this world. Let's say you're going to the job interview, or somebody calls you with a number 333 inside, and listen to them, or you see someone's number plate with 33, they will tell you something that is needed. So now we have come to the point where your frequency starts to go higher. And it's a good, like, in a way, you're rising up and you're starting to manifest. And the universe is going to reward you with blessings. If you see 333, especially when you are right now in this stage where you were in a separation, you're starting to understand, okay, I'm in this twin flame journey, I need to do something in this world. I guarantee you, you're going to see 333s in the places where you have to go for. So I go to the next one, which is the twin flame number 444. And I'm talking about the number 4 because one of my listeners, a very good soul, and we had many calls together. She's amazing. So I would also say, and this is again, the number 4 represents the heart chakra as well. So, and it's funny thing that, very funny, but what I mean is, when we had a call with my client, and it so first 444 brings you the understanding of your growth, that you're growing, that you're becoming now the soul you're supposed to be. It also is consistent. So it's kind of like, it's your ascension, where you are like, okay, I'm getting to the union, but now it's all up to me what I'm going to do. And so it will be the stable time for both of you. Also, heart chakra. Why I talk about the heart chakra? Heart chakra is a gateway to the twin flame union. And when we open our heart chakra, and I can tell you something, opening the heart chakra fully is not pleasant. You will feel sensation, palpitation, you might feel fainting, you might feel certain things that will freak you out. It's normal. I had that. I'm not saying, I'm not here the medical doctor who's going to say, yeah, stay with yours. What I'm saying is, you will feel discomfort. Opening the heart chakra is not coming without activation. And when it starts to activate, it will start doing some weird things that you feel like you're going to die. I felt it. I've heard from the client I'm speaking about it who had the number 444. And it's funny that we did in the beginning of July, we had a call. It happened to be on the 4th of July. And I was like, We spoke about the whole thing. And I said, listen, I'm a bit scared now because I kept on channeling the energies. And I said, listen, the heart chakra, we have to focus on heart chakra healing for your twin. And we both did the meditation. It was very intense, actually. And she's still on this energy. But this is the path to this light and high frequency unconditional love. When you see 444 or 4 makes sense to your path, you have to know that you're opening your heart chakra. You're stable right now, that you're already, like, how do I say, you have reached the 5D, but now the energy is shifting inside of you. And because why? I also going to say to you why the universe is giving you 444 is that means that you're ready. You're ready to face the new type of situations. You have the energy to deal with that. You have an understanding to deal with that. Remember, universe is not giving you anything that you don't understand. And now you would laugh at me with here and say, well, it gave me the twin flame and I had no idea. I agree, but it prepared you with 1111. So it did give you that you're getting ready for it. So what is the 555? Is that, first of all, there might be a big change in your life. That there is some kind of a tension, there is some kind of a things that are happening, and the angels are kind of like, listen, you might have some kind of a past life, soul contracts, blueprints, something that is there, and it will come back to you. So 555 is a little bit like critical number in that terms that you need to deal with that issue. So if you see 555, let's say in your karmic partner thing, or again, I don't like this word karmic partner, but I just bring it in. Or you're in a job where, let's say, you will get the rise 555, or you get like certain things. They are kind of like, okay, they're not part of you. You have to let go of them. So if you start letting go of them, you start going towards the union with your twin flame, with your soul. Remember, it's a soul purpose. Union is not only physical, soul is coming together. When you let go of things that no longer are part of you, you start to come together. The number 777. So now you would wonder to me why I'm not talking about 666. We know 666 is a satanic number. And I don't really feel good to talk about the 666, although I will talk about the number 6 because it's my twin flame journey number at the moment. 666 is not angel number. It's not a love number. And I wouldn't touch this at this moment. So what means 777? The lucky number 7. 7 is that you have been really working hard on your spiritual and emotional growth to become this wise soul who now understands the language, who can master the number. So when you see the 7, and it's 777, that's also a way to understand that, okay, I have done the efforts, I have been keep on moving forward. So your path, your spiritual path is becoming more clear. And you're like, okay, like it's kind of like, how do I say? I would say like kind of the understanding where you start to understand in math at school, like, okay, if I do 5 plus 5, I get 10. If I get 10 plus 10, I get... So you have like, you've done the work, you understand, and the universe is supporting you. Like, I see you're doing well. You're almost there. You're on the right path. I let you to go on. So now I'm just going to also say the number 69, just because it's, yin yang. So when you see yin yang, it's the twin flame mirroring. And this can be a big connection that is you are in unconditional love. It's your twin flame, and you're becoming closer and closer and closer. Plus that your feminine and masculine energy you're reunited now. You're very powerful in that time because you can understand the energy shifts. Now we have more numbers, but I took them today because I would like to really touch another subject, which is when you ask me, how do I know what is my twin flame journey? What is my twin flame number path? So there is certain things that I do when I have a calls with my clients. First of all, we take your date of birth, your twin flame date of birth, the time you met, any kind of separation dates, any kind of other things that just come to your mind. When you speak to me, I try to put it on a video if I have a chance. I don't although want to show the other people's energy charts and stuff, but when we have a call, I'm just writing like a maniac certain things, and I'm putting some like arrows, and it just comes very, how do I say, I'm channeling in that moment. I just need to do this. It just makes sense to me. But what happens when you write down your date of birth, his date of birth or hers, the time you met, any other significant dates, you start seeing certain pattern. And you start seeing, like, for example, I will not give out my personal details, but let's say, like, mine is 15 and my twin is 19. So then I'm looking, even though these are not making sense, but mine comes together 6. And I erase the 1 and his is 9. So it's like a 6 and 9 together. There are other numbers as well involved. But from there on, I pretty much you start seeing the pattern. It's a weird way for me to explain. Again, sometimes I write it down all the way. I have all of that. And the client says to me, is this and this and this. And we go through. and I just write some number. Like, it's not me who is planning this. It's really a channeling. And later on, I'm like, listen, you are on this number right now. This is what you're supposed to do. I have certain examples I've sent to my clients as well when they had a call with me. I said, listen, this is your number. This is what you have to do right now. Do this. We're going to find out. So now you would ask me, okay, I'll do all of that. What you're asking, how does the number going to change? What's going to change is we get into new numbers into the timeline. For example, your twin flame is going to pop back to you. You are going to go some places, some address or something like this that is significant for your growth. And then the number starts to change from there. So I would highly suggest to watch Interstellar with a mind of twin flame, even though it's science fiction, to understand the numerology around it. So now let's say if your twin flame number is number 2, for example. How can you know if yours is number 2? Let's say you were born on the 2nd of January 1992. Your twin flame was born, let's say, 12th of we would say, then let's say 12th of February. And we will put it as a date, let's say 1982. Okay? So you start seeing a lot of 2s around already. Then you say you met on the 2nd of May. Then there's 5. But if you turn the 5 around, 2022, for example, it's again 2. So you have a lot of, it's just, and when you do this spontaneously, and you talk and you write down on your, I just have to say, you can't control this with a mind. There is a pattern and you will see the pattern. And you will just write certain things down, and you can paint, you can meditate, you can do anything you want, and you get the number. So what number 2 is right now? It's about twin flame union, a lot of love, and a lot of luck. But it's time for your heart to connect with the real purpose. So when your angels, your guides, your spirit guides, whatever you want to call, I like to call them both ways, spirit guides, angels, that they are like, you have reached so far in your life, but now you're feeling like you're trying to give up and you're not trying to go on with this. So the angels are like, you met your twin flame, we gave it to you, here is what you have to address, here is what you have to do, and you have to have the courage to do so. When you have the courage to do so, we will support you to do what you're supposed to do. And normally the people or the souls who have number 2, they are with a very generous heart and very kind. And you're socially very intelligent, you can talk a lot of intelligent things, and but you're just lacking out of courage. And I believe that your twin flame was like, listen, you have what it is, I want to tell you this, please start doing it. So now let's say, what if your number is 3? So is that you are the one that comes and helps us as humans. So you are the ascended master. So now it's like number 3 is like a goddess. It's like you are here to help us, to bring love, to do anything. If you're wondering what is your twin flame number, again, do the same if you happen to find the number 3. And so you have this beautiful energy to bring in the love into this world. And normally you are very gentle. Your soul is very gentle. It's not good at competing, so that can hold you back because you don't like to compete. You don't like to put yourself out there to be better and this and that. You just like to do what you're supposed to do. And you're not very good at sharing your emotions. And I think that's also you have to do in this. You have to able to express your emotions. So twin flames are here to do that for you. So let's go to the number 4, is that there is like, first of all, that you're not alone. So you shouldn't feel that you're lonely or anything like this. You always have a sign on the way. And you just need to move forward of what you're doing. So it's kind of like you might be questioning yourself. You're not sure exactly what you're supposed to do, but they are like, we are here. We are supporting you. You're twin flame. I'm here to support you. But now you have to move forward. You have to do what you are inside of you. You're feeling you're supposed to do. You also have very high communication skills normally, and you believe in positivity, and you trust the people, and so you need to know that if something goes wrong and your number is number 4, it will be fixed by the guides, the spirit guides, so you don't have to do much. And like I said, is so for the number 5, if your number is number 5 in twin flames, then you need to embrace the change. And that's really important, that you understand that, okay, it's time for me to let go of who I am, what I'm supposed to do, and I'm ready to take this change with me. So it's like calling you that, are you ready to go and grow rapidly in this spiritual journey? Physically, mentally, it can be a little bit like crazy journey. Number 5, if yours is number 5, it might be really difficult for you. And I'm telling you why. Because you have a bit of a stubborn soul who doesn't like to let go of certain things. And it's likes to take responsibility. And also, I think, kind of like to have a logical mind. So what means is that when you're very good as a leader, you're very good of that as a soul level, even as a soul level. But now to accept that this change that you had, the twin flame, it might be a real roller coaster for you. So we talked about the number 6 is mine. And when I came to know mine, I was like, wow. So the number 6s have humanitarianism, I'm the desire to help others around me and bring the peace, whatever I do. So I have the number 6 is like, I look out for others in order to help them to grow, in order to give them the stability that they need, and that you understand that they get there much faster. And the number 6 relates to very well for problem solving, brings the stability, and so there's a balance with this spiritual and material aspirations. So it's kind of what I'm trying to explain is that in yours is 6 as well, is that whatever you're going to do from now on, you will have you need to bring and help others. So for me, I didn't understand this for a very long time. As I said, like, my soul didn't let me to sleep to start this podcast, and my soul was like, listen, you need to start the podcast, you need to do this, otherwise we will not let you to sleep. And so I started, and now another day I calculated my path, and I was like, okay, that's what you wanted me to do. You wanted me to help others. You wanted me to guide others to the right path. And okay, I accept that. I'll do that. Still, I had a bit of a resistance when it came to certain things, such as opening up the coaching calls and all of that, because I was like, how? But now it makes a lot of sense to me. So number 7 is, if your number is 7, is closer to ascension. And these normally, I've spoken to, I think, 2 or 3 clients of mine who have number 7. And they already really understand that they are in the twin flame destiny, ascension, and they are bringing this to the world through their wisdom and the thoughts and everything. So it's like the wisdom. So now they are so smart, they know everything, and they will bring this into the world. So number 8, if yours is number 8, is that the universe is really putting you onto a new path. And that means that you're going to have more opportunities, more happiness, more certifications, everything in your life you've been dreaming of. But it's again that it's a really important number for that to continue of doing what you're supposed to do. So you need to turn your manifestation, you need to turn the higher frequency in. And that's why I keep on telling you, these numbers and things which we understand, they will not work if we are operating on a low frequency, which is fear of abandonment, fear of not being loved, fear of being alone, fear of what if I do this, what if I say this, fear of many things. If you are under fear, you are under low frequency. You need to get your frequency higher. When you get, let's say your number is 8, it's like, wow, you're gonna have an amazing life. But now I need you to leave this fear, these things behind it. And so if you want to become together with your twin flame, you need to follow the manifestation. You need to follow the frequency. And now, so we have 10 numbers, I know, but actually it's 1 to 9, because 1 and 0 is not the number for, 10 and 11, and it's not exactly. And number 9 is that when yours is in number 9, then it means that you are about to meet your twin flame, like anytime soon. And it's most probably that you are going to be together. And it's a sign of spiritual awakening as well as enlightenment. And it means that you are on the right path of achieving your spiritual goals. You're very close to. So it's again a very rare number. Even though, let's say now if we think about it, let's say we could be born on 1990, let's say, or 1991, and there's a lot of 9s inside. Sometimes they turn down to 6s, which I try to explain. So it's really the spiritual awakening number, that where you realize I have to take a spiritual path, I have to do the spiritual work, and that's what is my purpose here. And most probably you'll do that with your twin flame. So this is a big number for that. Anyhow, I hope I was kinda explaining more or less. I do think they would need a little bit more of an explanation, but I tried my best in order to bring in what I do, how I communicate. There are definitely more information, so it's definitely a part 1 for this. Oh yes, it was. It took me to pretty exhausted now, but what I wanted to say about it, that many of you saw on my Instagram, because I believe in spirit animals, I believe in everything. And yesterday I had this bird. Those who follow me on Instagram, they saw me on my Instagram story that the pigeon came on my doorstep, because I woke up early on that day, and I know this pigeon comes every morning on my balcony. And yesterday I woke up earlier, and then I saw this pigeon coming to my swimming pool. And I'm just looking at this pigeon, and I'm like, what is happening? And I could see that the pigeon is not alright. So I thought I give some food and I give some water, and it didn't accept any of this. And I'm looking next to this, and I am like, okay, something is off. And I spent a good half an hour And I couldn't. I looked at where he's walking, what is he doing, what it doing, what it does, what is the whole thing. And it gave me this weird feeling. Today morning I woke up and this pigeon was right dead in front of my car parking. And it brought me the chills, because I was like, wow, this soul took the life in order to protect us, in order to protect my family, my soul. And so it was a sign from the universe, either, preparing that there was some kind of a bad energy or something like that. Because, of course, now I put out the information, there is more of energy that is moving around. As this soul had to go out of this body, because otherwise, most probably, it would have happened that some of the physical life would have ended or something like that. And today we are going to bury this pigeon, and I'm going to do the meditation and go into the soul and give it love and care, because I know that the soul keeps living. But what is the funny fact that this pigeon has come to my window, or like the balcony what I have on my bedroom, like past 3-4 months. And I think also that when I was reading into it and doing meditation, I kind of got the answer that this pigeon was leading me to do the podcast. And it was his mission to make me up for it, because and to notice this pigeon. And now he had to go because the mission is finished, and also to protect us. So that's what I got it as a message. And it took me today a little bit like, also that is part of the journey. So it's, I don't even know how to put it into the words. Anyways, I'm going to say that the website should be alive. Let me know. Link is in the description. If something is working, book your consultations. Let's meet. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Those who wish to share the story for the Wednesday episode, twinflameawakeningjourney@gmail.com. Also, if you wish to just email to me certain things, twinflameawakeningjourney@gmail.com. Patreon. Those who support me on Patreon, thank you so much. Now I've changed again. I keep on changing everything, but just because the website took so long time, everyone who supports me on Patreon will have a call. You will be notified now based on the email list, if you are on my email list, each Sunday. And this Sunday, upcoming Sunday, we have a full moon meeting. So I think the energies will be high. Full moon will be in Aquarius. So if you are in Aquarius, you're more than welcome to join. Others, of course, as well. It will be at 6 o'clock Central European time, 12 o'clock New York time. Just to remind you that on website, when you're booking your consultation call, the time is in your time zone. So need to change anything. It's up to you where you live. If your computer is set for the time zone where you are in, it will book that time. I'll be doing maximum 3 calls per day. I've limited them because I have to meditate, because I have to clear, and I have to go within. So unfortunately, I can't take more than 3 people. So I would recommend to book as fast as possible in order to keep up with your journey. On the Patreon, also, you have a discount code, which I will send it out. All my Patreons will receive a 20% discount on all my consultation calls, and they can use as long as they are my Patreons. And on Patreon, yes, we're going to have a group call on Sunday of what date it is. It's 30th of July. And I will start blogging on Patreon also about the numbers, about how to understand this. I will have a blog on my website, but on the Patreon you get earlier than others. So I'm trying to give you as much as I'm able to give you. I know it's been a delay, and I'm really supporting those. I'm really thankful for those who've been supporting me on this journey, because that helped me to launch the website. That helped me to put more time on it. and I am extremely thankful. Okay, I think we're good today. If you have any other questions, if you want to know about any other numbers, any other things, something sparked your interest, something was like, no, I don't believe like this, I see it like this, feel free to leave a comment, because it's the more we discuss, the more we share, the more we learn. I would say that if a year ago somebody would have told me what I was shared this today, I would be like, I don't think so. Today I have plenty of proof and plenty of ways of living this and understanding, so it all makes sense to me. And make sure to keep an open mind. Twin Flame Journey is all about being able to unlearn things and learn new things, because that's the beauty of it. Lots of love, and thank you for listening. I hope to see you soon.